we are definitely live. Here we are, the Pyjama Bosses, and we're so excited, Miguel, today, aren't we?
Oh yes, we are very excited because today it's our very first interview as Pyjama Bosses, and no one else but the very same Lisa Grossmann.
We're so excited to have you, Lisa, with us, and welcome from Norway.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here because, I love you guys. I love what you're doing, and I love any opportunity to work or collaborate with you because you're just awesome.
Thank you so much. Well, we really want to introduce you properly. Lisa really is one of the legends of the network marketing industry, and Miguel and I have had the pleasure to get to know her a little bit better over the last 4 or 5 years or so. And whatever Lisa does, let me tell you this, she just turns it into gold, and she's a master of creating relationships between people. She's a master of introducing people to this business and many more things that she will introduce to you. But really, she is one of the authorities of this industry. So, Lisa, we're just so honored you're with us here.
Well, I'm thrilled to be here, but after an introduction like that, I hope your viewership is not too disappointed.
We better ask you something clever. So we just want to get you off the hook, and we have a few questions to ask you that won't be very long. And then at the end, we have some very short questions that you need to answer in a very quick way. But just to get you started, why don't you share with our viewers what was really your motivation behind becoming a Pyjama Boss, becoming a professional network marketer, and going full out, building a worldwide business now, multiple 7 figures around the world? What was your initial motivation to even get started?
That's really an interesting question because so many people expect people like you and I to say we came because we thought we could make all this money. And it really didn't have a lot to do with that. I was, by everybody else's standards, I guess I was doing all right. We had a nice house and all that, but I was one of those people that was so busy working for the life that I wanted for my family that I really didn't get to participate in it. I was always working so they could have a life that I hoped one day I could join. So I was really a slave. My favorite quote, that I've always said, is, even when you were in the rat race, sometimes you're a rat. And when I first saw network marketing, believe me, I didn't understand the model at all. But I did, by listening to the stories, realize that a lot of the people that were doing it were dumber than we were, they were uglier than we were, they were certainly happier than we were, and they talked about travel and a lifestyle and not having all the employees and all the pressure, and I thought, wow, does something like that really exist that you can do kind of from home? And so I decided to jump in. Won't say I fell in love overnight. As a matter of fact, I think I hated it in the beginning because I didn't understand it. And you know how we all are when we are confronted with something that we don't get. But I didn't want to quit a failure. So my master plan was, if I could get to the top, then I could quit in style and nobody would say it was because I couldn't do it. And of course, along the way, I fell in love because I began to understand the power of what we do and what it really is.
That's wonderful. And really, my next question was, what was your motivation? What keeps you going today? What's your motivation now that you've earned a lot of money in this industry, helped a lot of people to earn a lot of money, and certainly helped a lot of people to change your life? What's your motivation to keep going?
The last two, actually. Because, it's funny. I think that when we do something, we want to make money because we imagine all these things that we want. But I think we really want to make money to validate that what we're doing is that we're having success at it. Because the bigger the paycheck, the more the impact. But I truly believe, and I'm going to show my American ignorance, but I haven't amended this, I really started to believe that network marketing was the last frontier of the American dream. And of course, now I know that that's a global dream. But us Americans, we tend to think it's all about us. And I love the idea of helping people to realize that they have options, because so many people, and I think we've all been there, suffer from the disease of terminal comparison. They think the way that it is, it has to be, and if you don't have this much education or that much money or this skill set, that you're really, the way it is the way it has to be. And I think that there's nothing more gratifying, and Masha, Miguel, you know this, it's not, once you make money, the money is there. It's really not the clothes or the cars or the travel, it's all wonderful, but when people that you meet tell you that something you did or said might have made a difference in their lives or helped them to realize they could be more than they were or made a difference, that's like an addictive drug. You just want to do more of it and reach as many people as you can, and reach one to teach 2, to reach 4 more, to teach 8 more. And it's really just, I love it.
Yeah, that's awesome. And let's go back a little bit into your story. You're saying you didn't get this industry, you didn't understand it at first.
God.
What was your, and I mean, I so relate to that. Probably for about a year, I had no idea what it's all about. But what was your turning point? When did you really start saying, seeing some light bulbs come on and say, this business is really something else. It's about something different. What was that for you, and what was the result of that?
I think when I finally understood what duplication really was. See, coming from the traditional world as we did, it is all about you. It's your performance. So we tend to have to make ourselves the issue because that's the way that world works. Making yourself the issue in network marketing works against you. So in the beginning, I looked good. I wanted to get the title, so I sponsored everybody and put one here and one here and one here and here, like a brownie wanting patches on her belt. And of course, the business imploded because it was all about me. When I really began to understand that with a simple system, with everybody, it's not what works, it's what duplicates, but when everybody is singing from the same songbook, and if you keep it simple, what could happen? That's when it all turned for me. And the second thing was, we all want to help people. If you've done the same thing as me. I've been all over the world. I've talked to thousands of people in the space and people looking at the space. And if you ask them what they really want in life, most people will tell you they want to provide a better life for their family and they want to help people, which this space and profession gives us such an opportunity to do. But in the traditional world, as much as you might want to help people, if you own the best donut shop in town with a secret recipe, you might want to give everybody that secret in your heart, but you can't. Because they might take your recipe, open the donut shop down the street, and put you out of business. And this is the only thing I've ever seen where the better you become at teaching other people everything you know and helping them to be even better than you are, you make more money. So the idea of that, the concept of give it all you've got there, be transparent, teach them all, and hope they're better than you because that benefits you, that was it for me. Because I'd never seen that anywhere else, and in 27 years later, I've still never seen it anywhere else.
That's right, and I so agree with what you're saying, Lisa. There is so many things behind all that motivation at the beginning, probably to make some money and create some financial freedom, as everybody talks about when they present an opportunity to you. That when you go through all that, and money at the end of the day is great, but there is some things as the MasterCard commercial that money cannot buy, and exactly what you're saying.
Right.
So, but talking about that, let's say that now we stop the time, right? And we look back, or you look back to your network marketing career. What would you say it's been your proudest moment? That moment where you say, I'm so glad I did network marketing. I'm glad that I did.
In a career as long as mine, that's hard because, of course, in the beginning, you're proud of that you reached this $10,000 a month goal or you got this title in a company. But as you're in the business longer, you start to realize how small that is. I think probably my proudest moments were the early years in China, because we were literally taking a new way of thinking to a part of the world where they really had never seen it. And to feel like you're being, I think it's a little bit egotistical, but to feel like you're a part of history and you get to see it happening and to be there and to think that maybe you had some small part in that, I think that's probably it, because I think it impacted the greatest amount of people.
And certainly it's still impacting. I mean, China market has become so huge in our industry, isn't it? And I do know for a fact that you've had a lot of experience very early on, and you've impacted a lot.
He was just talking about it. I mean, there were no Americans over there but us. It was wild.
Whoa, that is awesome. What keeps you what is really the best thing? I mean, I know you're dialing in from Norway. Curtis and your business partner, Curtis Broom, are just traveling through Scandinavia, assisting people there to get better results in the industry. What is it that keeps you the most excited about our profession? Obviously we've mentioned helping people, transforming people's lives, impacting people. But on your level, on your day-to-day level, what keeps you so excited? Apart from giving results to other people, what is it that you love about our profession?
The opportunity to be with world-class people. In the last few years of my career, I have the opportunity to spend a great deal of time with people like you guys and Terry LaCour and the owners of this company and, leaders from all different companies all over the world. And when you are with world-class people, life moves at a quicker pace and you learn faster. So that's been very, very exciting for me. And the other thing is getting to see where it'll go. You know, being in network marketing as long as we've been, we get to see the changes. You know, today doctors like yourself and lawyers and all these people are getting involved. And I have to tell you, when I started, you wanted to go to the meeting with a paper bag over your head and not admit you were there. And it's been amazing to see it. I think it's still in the garage. I think network marketing has still got a long way to go, but just seeing the growth and the globality of it and it making the world smaller and learning that people are the same pretty much everywhere you go. I think we all grew up with preconceived notions, and everywhere you go in the world, everybody wants a better tomorrow than yesterday, a better life for their kids than they had. And it's wonderful to see that although there are differences, the similarities that unite us are so much stronger.
You've just touched on two really important topics to me. One of them is, of course, the globality of the business, and I want us to speak a bit about that. But also, you know, making network marketing a mainstream profession, a profession that's accepted, that is really, you know, an option for people that are, you know, the most ambitious, that, you know, get the best grades or the worst grade, doesn't matter, but it's a profession to be looked up upon. So let's talk a little bit about that first. What do you feel leaders as ourselves and anyone watching this program as a leader, what do we have to do for this profession to be more accepted and to become a mainstream profession in a faster way?
Slow down so we can hurry up. If I see anything with people when they get involved in network marketing, they don't understand the model. And they think, you know, they don't understand that when you go out and talk to people, it's all about them. We're not in the business opportunity business or the convincing business or any of that. We're in the choice business. And if you'll just let it be what it is, because it's pretty great on its own, and ask questions, tell people stories, give them the information, marry the process, but not be, you know, but divorce yourself from the result, and let the people choose, it's amazing how often they will. And understanding that it's about relationships, that you have to build a level of trust with people before you can inundate them with information that they probably weren't looking for anywhere, and one bite at a time. So I think also a lot of the things that we're doing. You know, you guys were just in the Philippines at a generic event that really is about putting the face of the industry forward rather than my company or this company or that company. And I think the more of that the leadership gets involved in, you know, certainly build your company, love your company. It's the good company, the one that resonates with you. But understand that as a group, we have to unite for those that are looking to understand what we do, not always battle each other when the world is full of people.
That's amazing. Yeah, absolutely. And we can all do with a little more slowing down and building better relationships and more trust, for sure.
Yes. I actually wanted to ask Lisa another question. I don't know. I've been told that maybe not everybody goes through this, and I'm very sure. First of all, were you excited when you got basically excited when you got started in network marketing, Lisa?
Excited? Oh, I suppose at the meeting I joined, but I think after excitement came confusion, frustration, irritation, feeling like I was an idiot, feeling like I would never get it. I think the best that can be said is I am continuously enthusiastic about the industry. I am incredibly energized and motivated by what I see happening. But I think that when you do this, you go through every gamut of the emotional scale. Because it's people. The best thing, the people. The thing that makes you the most crazy, the people.
That's right. So let me ask another question then. After all these years that you've been in the industry, so successful, do you still have those days where you probably don't want to get up, or do you have any not so good days, as we call it?
26 days a month. 26 days a month you want to quit, but the 4 where things happen. You know, the day when somebody gets it, the day when somebody calls you or says that, you know, you made their day, the day that people realize that they start to believe in themselves and they realize that we sit here and believe in you till you can believe in yourself and it clicks for them, those are the days that make it worth it. But you know, 6 a.m. planes and people not showing up and, you know, you name it, it happens. And you know, just when a market starts really going crazy and you're on the cusp of momentum, the product back orders because they misjudged it, and you're on the other side of the world and you're explaining to people, you know, keep going because it will get here, you know, but all the time. but never so much that I forget that we're changing the world. And that, I think, is what keeps people going. When it stops being that 90 days about, oh, it's all about me and I'm going to make money, and it starts to become, this may take a while, but I'm part of a group of people that are making a difference in changing the world as we know it. That's what keeps going.
And now you were saying about going to a meeting. We're always talking about, thinking about all these people that are going to be watching this interview. And I'm thinking, Lisa Grossmann goes to a meeting, and this X person, right, or Y generation person, you never know, they don't show up, or he or she doesn't show up. Lisa Grossmann probably feels a little bit disappointed. What does Lisa Grossmann, successful network marketer, do to bounce back? What do you do?
Well, I think the best lesson that I ever learned in network marketing, and by the way,
if you like this video, share it with your friends and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, learn more with our free video training series, The 3 Rules of Success in Network Marketing. Go here and